Yeah, you got to make sure things are right, because if you're not patient, say you jumped into this, 6 months ago when you first told me about it, you possibly could have dug yourself a rut you couldn't have got out of.
Everyone, and welcome to Give It Gas, the show where we talk about the ins and outs of business and finance. I'm your host, Travis.
And I'm your host, Dylan.
And today we're kind of rounding out our original, first few episodes, just of how to, your first few macro things that you should be thinking about when you're starting a business. And from here on out, we're going to be diving a little bit deeper. So if you've been listening, we appreciate you listening. It's about to get way more niched in. But this one's going to be a short one. And if you're just starting out, feel free to listen to this or go back and listen to all of our other ones before we get here. Yeah. But we appreciate you guys. And today this is going to sound really lame and not important, but I promise you it is important.
Yeah.
You got to be patient. And that's what we're talking about today. Patience is a virtue. You've probably heard that all of your life, but it is the truest thing in the ever-loving world. It really is. If you've been spinning your wheels for years, you haven't been spinning them long enough. I'm here to inform you right now.
Yeah.
We live in a very fast-paced society, and social media has made that look even faster. I'm here to tell you right now, it doesn't actually, unless you're let me rephrase this because someone's going to call me out. Unless you're a lucky individual who just hit it to the stars and had everything aligned, and you come from wealthy parents and they're well connected, and you went to Harvard and you have all these, you really utilized your network, you may have it in 2 or 3 years. You got some crazy IPO, you got a lot of venture capitalist money. Cool. You're probably not listening to this anyways, right? To the person that's listening to this and watching this, you're in our same footsteps. You're in a lot of same footsteps. I've always enjoyed listening to Andy Frisella. It took him 15 plus years before he looked like an overnight sensation. And Gary Vee, all those people, they'll all tell you, I really like, I think it's How It Started podcast on NPR. It's one of them. Or How I Built This. And it you go and listen to those stories, and those are humbling stories that'll bring you back down to earth. So we're here to tell you in the most shortest time frame ever, be patient. And that's okay. I'll give you some stories. This store itself has been 9 years in the making, just this one store. And we do pretty decent revenue, but it's not outstanding. We're growing every single day. My grandfather started this business back in the 80s, right? It's it's okay. Shalo-tek, my business partner, Matthew, has been machining literally all his life. Mm-hmm. He is a absolute beast. And he was doing all these products before he even came to me. And the reason we got into business is because he hates the business side of things, but he loves machining. I don't know anything about machining, but I love the business side of things. So it's like a match made in heaven.
Just worked.
Yeah. But he's been doing this for years before I do. One day we need to get him on here and he can talk about how literally he had a small machine in the back of his Suburban because his wife wouldn't let him bring the machine in the house, and he was cutting slides on that machine. It's it's a beast in Cross Creek, Florida, in the middle of freaking nowhere. And that's a great story, but he's been doing it. And then we started, and the first year was literally just setting the stage. And now we're in year 2, working on year 3, and it's just even starting to roll. Yeah. Right. And as we pick up more business, people are like, how did you get business so quickly? It's well, no, we didn't get business so quickly. Or another example I really like to give, we just picked up a big contract in one of the municipalities in the area, right? And I remember, and we got it through not having to bid. But I remember 4 years ago, right before I left for my wedding, we put in our first bid to that same municipality, and we didn't get it. And then it's been 4 years of well, we can supply this one thing, and we made $200 off of them the first year. Yeah. Right? Because they awarded us one little small thing. And as we've continued to grow and show that we can prove ourselves, they finally just called us up 3 weeks ago, and they're like, hey, we're not going to bid this out anymore because the last time we did, it actually epically failed us. We just want to give you the business because you've been treating us right, getting things in a timely manner, and taking care of us at decent prices. And we're not the cheapest. We're really not. Like every time the bids come out, we overbid and we lose half those things. But sooner or later, they're going to learn that they need to stop bidding because they're continuing to get crap service and we get the exact same things, and cheaper doesn't always mean better.
Yeah.
But all of that to say, like, it has taken patience, and there's plenty of times where I personally have wanted to give up and quit and call it a day. And there's plenty of people that have told me to give up and quit and call it a day. And I'm here to tell you, if you're onto something, don't give up, don't quit, don't call it a day. You will get there. It just takes a lot of hard work, but we keep saying it. You got to have some patience.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, even if you're just starting a business, starting a business isn't a one-day turnaround. I think for both of us, it took us, between a 3 to 5 month period to get everything rolling exactly how we wanted to get it rolling.
Yeah.
The whole, business idea, testing your market, the why behind it, all these different things, and then building websites. Like both of us has websites that, have been built, currently still going
the Mill Out
construction.
website has been like in progress for 3 years, and I've started and stopped it multiple times because I just couldn't get it right.
Yeah.
Or like take this like relationship,
Uh-huh.
period. Like we've been talking about you coming on and doing something more for probably 6 months now.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And you only started 3 weeks ago. Right.
Yeah.
Like it's and you
takes
were like
time.
sitting in your other job because your business, like your side business wasn't, it's just crap timing with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you're sitting in your other job just like, come on,
This
I'm so
sucks.
ready. Travis, let's go. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying. I'm just not there yet. Like, give me some time. And I was having to like, did I want Dylan right away? Yeah. But I was also having to set the stage
Yeah.
patiently,
You got to making
sure
that,
things were right.
Yeah, you got to make sure things are right, because if you're not patient, say you jumped into this, 6 months ago when you first told me about it, you possibly could have dug yourself a rut you couldn't have got out of.
Which I've done. And we'll talk about that on
Yeah.
another day, of just like digging in. And financially, it hurt me really, really bad.
Yeah.
Not this.
I was going to say, wait, what?
We're on track for that. No. Not if you guys like and share and comment. But financially, I've dug those holes because I was being impatient. And we'll get to that another day. It can kill you real fast. And it can put you out of business if you don't have some type of safety net in real fast. So like we said, it was going to be short and sweet. We're here in this podcast. I thought wasn't going to be motivational, but here we are being motivational. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Hang in there. You'll be okay. Just be patient and work hard.
I think the last thing is, make sure you have everything ready. Don't put your feet somewhere. Let me put it this way. Don't go barefoot into Kohl's if you wait a week for your shoes to come in.
You have a
to
little bit
step
more
into
time as
them.
you're crossing those goals.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you've got things lined up. You're ready to go, because if you just jump in prematurely, you haven't put together a thought of, your business idea. You haven't tested your market. You haven't built a demo product or even tried to set up a service with someone to see, if someone's even going to buy from you. And you jump in prematurely, you've done, lack of a better word, you've done screwed yourself.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. And then I'll come in with the counter argument. Don't take too long.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you guys know what we're talking about there.
Yeah.
So
you want to do things, in a reasonable time. You just don't want to do it prematurely. If you are like in my position, I was ready to start a production business right away, but I knew steps had to be taken
to do it right.
Yeah.
And to serve your customer base right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, make sure you have those things. I can't stress that enough. Make sure you have those things set up.
Yeah.
Because if you put yourself somewhere you're not ready to go, majority of the time you're going to dig yourself a rut that you can't get out of.
Yeah, you're going to squash yourself before you get started. And it'll unfortunately lead to you thinking that you never had a business, like you never had a good idea when you may have had a good idea.
Yeah.
Or you never had a customer base when you may have had a customer. Like, it could lead to wrong thoughts when you were just acting prematurely. Mm-hmm. That's all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good stuff, man. I think we hit it. Kept it short and sweet today.
Yeah, this one was a lot shorter. We You know, we we tried to elaborate on being patient on the starting side of a business. There's a whole lot that goes into being patient, but we'll continue to elaborate on that later on in later podcasts.
It's just normal topics. And like I kind of said as we started today's podcast, like this is kind of rounding out. We hope you kind of enjoyed this like little mini series as we kind of started to get our feet wet.
Yeah.
We hoped you took a little bit of information, even just like one little tidbit. And like we always said, if we could just help one person, and the whole time that we do this, we've done our job. And that's all I really care about. So like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Share with your friends if you're liking this, or if you're listening to on your favorite podcast platform. For me, it's Spotify.
We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So check us out there.
So, and share it, because that's the only way this is going to spread. We don't run ads. I don't want to run ads for this. It's a waste of time for me in my personal head. So just, if you're liking what you're getting, share it with somebody, pretty please. And if you don't like what you're getting, but you like listening to my voice or Dylan's voice, shoot us a message. We want to hear from you. Tell us how we can be better. And then also ask us questions. We will totally hit those as we keep going. But until then, I think we're going to round it out, right?
Yeah.
Good
Make
stuff.
sure to subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Thanks, guys.